The P Market is the best place to buy retro games in Ontario, located at 2079 Carp Road in Stittsville and 109 North Front Street in Belleville. Hi and welcome to Project Extreme Review. Today I'm going to review one of the greatest horror franchise in gaming history. I won't say so much since Resident Evil 6, but no matter what, you know, this game is what started the whole horror craze. So anyways, I'm going to review Resident Evil 1, the director's cut on the PlayStation 1. Alright, so Resident Evil 1 was released in 1996. It is a single player game, and it also got multiple imports throughout the year, such as Windows PC, the original Nintendo DS, and the Sega Saturn. So before Resident Evil came out, you know, in the past they've tried to make scary games, you know, and they just didn't have the graphical power or the sound department really to bring these games scary and alive. So Capcom were really the first one to perfect that. In 1996 I was just a young teenager, you know, and my buddy phoned me up and said, "You gotta come and check out this game." I mean, we played the entire weekend, you know, just freaked out because, you know, we never knew what to expect with this game. Now the story is a little bit cheesy, but it's what really set the foundation for the Resident Evil franchise. You're a member of the STARS, and you're investigating a murder that happened, and then all of a sudden you get chased by a few dogs, and you know, you notice the mansion and you go in, and you know, it's a very creepy mansion. So you're looking for your teammate, but you know, there's twists and turns, you know, you don't know who to trust, you don't know, you know, who's backstabbing you. It's that kind of story. So don't expect anything mind-blowing, but it'll keep you interesting enough, long enough to, you know, keep going to see what's going to happen next. There's two playable characters. One is Jill Valentine, and the other one's Chris Redfield. And both of them have their own unique storyline, and they have their weakness and their strong point. Like Jill Valentine, she has more inventory space, but takes less damage. Chris has less inventory space, but he can take more damage. So what's really cool, it depends on where you start, which place you're going to explore first. It'll have all an effect on the storyline. Now for the graphics, I mean, this was early on the PlayStation 1, you know, when it first started to really showcase what it could do. And at the time, I mean, this game was just absolutely mind-blowing. It uses pre-rendered background. They're not as polished as other PlayStation 1 games, but I mean, this is what really started the whole pre-render craze also. On the control side, well, it does take time getting used to it because it uses pre-rendered background. And this is the director's cut, so it does let you use the joystick. Now, the fact that this is the director's cut, you can play the game like rearranged, which has new camera angles. But the really downside about this is the fact that they removed a lot of the music from the original and recreated new music for this game. And that's too bad because in the director's cut, the music is just plain bad. So really the director's cut doesn't bring really anything new. It just made an original game, you know, a little more shittier than the original. One thing I do like about this game, it's the way that the puzzles play. I mean, the puzzles in this game are really creative. You know, they'll make you scratch your head here and there. But I mean, this is what made Resident Evil really cool, because you really have to think somewhat like the Zelda dungeons. One thing also that kept me coming back to this game is the fact how scary it was for its time. because the music on the original, you know, it was so good that it made you tense. You know, you never knew what was going to be around the corner. And, you know, this is what made everybody freak out, because you wanted to have more of that same experience. Also, it's noting that this game does have replayability, but it is a short game. I mean, you could clock this game in under 3 hours if you know exactly what you're doing. So beside the fact that this is the director's cut, and then the director's cut lets you use the joystick and has rearranged backgrounds and stuff like that, it is still a great game. I just suggest that if you could find the original copy, buy that one instead of the director's cut. So if you do own a PlayStation 3 and you really wanted to try this game, I mean, it's actually like really cheap. It's $5, and I mean, you will see what Resident Evil really is all about. This is what people have been wanted to have back in the Resident Evil game, is the fact that it's intense, it's scary, you know, the atmosphere is amazing. You know, we want Resident Evil to get back to what it used to be. Not this fucking Gears of War bullshit, you know, going all out, guns blazing, and, you know, linear path. You know, we want Resident Evil in its former glory. The good stuff for this game is that it is scary. We don't get these many games anymore. So, I mean, go back to the past if you want to jump, because this game will make you jump. And also the fact that there's 2 playable characters, you know, with their own unique storyline and weakness and strong points. So that makes it really cool. And yes, the game does features multiple endings for each characters. The bad stuff, well, I don't have anything bad to say about this game, but the fact that this is the director's cut, like I was saying, you know, they removed a lot of the music from the original, which made it great. So it's just a shame that they redone some of the music for this game, because it's really bad. And I mean, since the game, it does feature pre-rendered background, you have no control over your camera angles. So it does take time getting used to it, but it is playable once you get used to it. So there you go, that's my review for Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut on the PlayStation 1. Like I said, if you could find the original version, buy that one instead of this. But no matter what, it's still a great game. Especially if you've never played Resident Evil, I suggest that you do start with the older ones, because the newer ones, such as 5 and 6, just can't hold a candle up against those older ones. So I hope you all enjoyed the review, and thank you for watching.